Should I use a survey or should I be doing interviews? Both types of data collection are asking people a series of questions. So which one is right for you? In the business space, especially with small business owners, I see a lot of people like relying on interviews. Like coaches are doing their market research by interviewing people, or they're doing like exit interviews to collect data on if their program worked. That always makes me very nervous to see, because interview data is challenging to analyze. Like you need a qualitative data strategy to do that right. Same for if you did a survey of all open-ended questions, right? Same problem. Like just more challenging to analyze, really have to make sure you are putting in the care and thought to design a strategy for analysis. Otherwise, you're literally just wasting your time and getting totally trash data. Does that mean I think everyone should do a survey and that everyone should just have like closed answered survey questions where people are like multiple choice, check all that apply, drop down, whatever? No. Do I think that's generally like a quicker and easier route to data? Yes. But depending on what you want to learn, you might need an open-ended survey question, or you might need to actually sit down and have a conversation with people. So thinking about what do I need to learn and what is the best way for me to learn that thing is a good place to start. Specifically, is the best way for me to learn this information through a conversation, like an interview, or could it be through a survey? The other factor to keep in mind is numbers. How many people do you want to learn this thing from? Because I tell you what, it's going to take some serious time to interview 50, 100 people. Plus the analysis, like, Lord. Whereas a survey, it's going to be much quicker, much easier to get that information from 50 to 100 people. So you have to like look at these trade-offs. There's not a wrong answer, but there is wrong, bad data analysis. And honestly, like wrong, bad interview protocol and survey design. So you have to think about like your areas of expertise, what you have the ability, the knowledge, the tools to do well. What do you want to learn? How many people do you want to learn it from? And when you think about your time, resources, like include like expertise in that bucket. Because if you don't have time to learn how to develop a whole like coding structure for interviews, I would maybe not do interviews. But if your goal is to tell these really like rich, illustrative case studies and have just like vivid pictures of someone's experience, and you are willing to put the time into learning how to do that type of rigorous qualitative analysis, then like interview it up. That could totally be the best route for what you're interested in doing. If you want to know what new programs you should offer, do a freaking survey. I don't know how you can make your program better, do a survey. Because the juice of an interview for questions like that is so not going to be worth the squeeze. And like if you only have the time capacity to interview like 5 or 10 people, I'm sorry, that is not going to be as good as surveying 100, 200, 1,000 people about your program offerings and evaluation. For those types of learnings that you want to have, more is better. I think about it like diving deep, telling vivid stories, interviews, systematic collection of data from a bunch of people to make data-driven decisions, to tell a story, but not as like a paint a picture type of story, because you won't have necessarily the words to do that. I would go survey. But again, like, what is it you're trying to learn? From how many people are you trying to learn it? And what types of like resources, time, money, expertise do you have at your disposal?